Hi and welcome to tonight's tutorial. I'm Pam Wrigley and I am a bridal hairstylist. Now let me just get this, that's better, in a slightly better position. Lovely. So thank you for joining me. Tonight I'm going to show you how to create a fabulous, kind of really quick, easy, but very impressive bridal hairstyle. Now I'm just going to move my fan so it keeps me cool. It's better because it's a very hot evening today in London. If you have any questions as we go through tonight's tutorial, please just pop your questions into the chat box and I will do my best to answer really quickly. I say this every week. I think I always get a bit carried away creating these different hairstyles, so just bear with me. I've already done the hair prep on my practice doll, and she actually does have some extensions clipped in there just to give her a little bit of extra kind of volume and oomph. So, and it makes the hair a little bit longer, but also thicker. And the products that I've used are, I've used the mousse, but I used that in the hair before I put the extensions in. So you don't need to put the mousse onto the extensions. So whilst the hair was dry, doesn't matter whether your client washes their hair on the day of the event or the day before. If the hair is kind of soft and silky, the mousse is a great kind of product that just gives the hair that little bit of texture and helps to kind of make it less soft. So I've used the Osis Soft Glam. You can see that there. But really, you know, any mousse will do. Then I blow dried the hair. So I put the mousse in the hair whilst the hair was dry, blow dried the hair to get that product nice and dry. And then I section the hair away. And although this is a really quick style to create, I would say that the hair prep perhaps takes the longest time. So it's the longest part of the styling process. So it's worth allowing plenty of time to get your hair prep just right. So a little bit of mousse, and then I curled the hair using my Babyliss 24mm tongs, and I used on the hair. This time actually, we don't necessarily want these curls to be too kind of crispy. So I haven't. Quite often I use my L'Oreal Infinium, which just, if you want a really textured style, it just gives the hair that little bit of extra oomph. But this time I just use a Silhouette Style and Care lotion, and kind of on the sections, you know, the lower curls. I did use the Infinium up here on the crown because I do want, although I want these curls to be lovely and soft, I did want to get a little bit of texture here. So products, I would say, are really kind of key when you're doing your hair prep, and it will make the styling process so much easier. So it's always worth taking that little bit of time to get the right products in the hair, and then your styling makes the styling so much easier. So what I've done today is I curled all the hair. And you could do a lovely beachy wave here or a Hollywood wave, depending on what your client wants. And then at the sides, what I've done is I've just kind of swept the hair back, and I've put a little twist in the hair and loosened it and secured it. And I'm going to show you how I did that on the other side. Now, this lady doesn't have any like little short bits cut in, any layers. So normally, you know, it would look lovely, I think, if she had a few little soft little bits down here framing the face. But if your lady has got long hair like this and it's all one length, I would probably suggest that she gets a few little layers cut in, not too many, because otherwise if the hair is very long and kind of around the face here, it can just kind of drop and end up looking kind of after a couple of hours looking a bit straggly and bedraggled. And that's not usually how our brides want to look. So it's probably better to get a few layers cut in. The hair will then hold the curl a bit better and it will just look more beautiful for longer. So let's do this side. Let me just check our questions. Hello there. Hi, everybody. Thank you for calling. Let me see if I can pronounce this name. Is it, I haven't got my glasses on, is it Naki Guli or Helen? We've got two names there. Hi, but thank you for joining me. And hi, Adjoa. Thank you for joining me tonight. So these curls here, I've curled backwards away from the face. And what I'm going to do is, so here at this stage, if your lady did have a few layers, you would just kind of play around with the hair a little bit, leave those little bits down. And although I've curled this hair here with the tongs, what you might want to do with those little piecey sections, those little kind of soft bits that frame the face, then I would suggest kind of maybe recurling them. They might be if they're not going in the right direction with the hair whether you've tongued the hair, then I would suggest just getting the straighteners out at the end, just recurling those curls just to make sure they're the right shape. That's just for the sections that you're having kind of tumbling down around the face to frame the face. So let's sweep this hair back. And what you can do, you kind of don't want to get a gap between the hair that you're bringing back and the hair that you've got back in the crown here. So you might find that these top sections, what you can do is just kind of, now I did put a little bit of Infinim on these sections here, so a little bit of texture to them. But what you can do is just kind of use the top sections and just these kind of the sections that are further back here, and just gently prop them in position. Let's get the right pins. So just prop them into position, just so that you know they're going to sit in the right place. And then you can come back and create your twists here. So as I say, once you've got the curl, this is actually a super quick style. And tonight, I want to say a big hello to one of my wonderful friends, Sharian, who is not very well at the moment. But hi, Sharian. I hope you're going to be feeling better very soon. And I'm sending you all my love. Now, let's get these all pulled out. That's it. And let's prop this up. So you can even prop the twists up. So I've just twisted the hair. Now I twisted the hair, I've loosened it a little bit and secured it in place. Now, let's just pop a grip across the back of the hair. Let me show you how. So I've got my bobby pin in my hand and I have my finger holding that twist where I want it to be. And then I'm simply sliding that bobby pin underneath my finger horizontally. So with a bit of pressure with your hand, sometimes when you do this with your clients, they kind of start moving their head forwards, but you want them to push their head, just a little bit of pressure back against you as you pop the bobby pin in, and it stays perfectly in place. Now, do be careful when you're doing this bit, especially if your client has a tendency, if she's on her phone all the time, because you'll be doing this and she'll be looking down. So when she lifts her head up, everything's kind of not quite in the right position. So try and encourage them to look straight ahead. And, I have a mirror. I usually work with a mirror in front of me so that they're actually looking at themselves. And most people quite like to look at themselves. So then at least they've got an idea of where they need to be looking. And then that helps you create the style in the right position. And I might just lift this other bit up here. Now, I actually created this style for a bride. The style I'm going to show you tonight, I created this the other day when I did a trial run. And this lady, this is the exact style she showed me. Half up, half down, with twists coming around here. And she was going to have, I'm going to get a little bit of curl cream to just smooth out the ends of these curls. And I'm using the L'Oreal Liss Control, which is just a lovely smoothing cream with a little bit of hold. And you can just use it to go over the ends of the curls if you feel you need to, just to smooth everything down a little bit. That's it. So you don't get any flyaways or frizziness to the hair. So I did this style and she was very happy with it. And then all of a sudden she kind of just said, oh, you know what, actually, I think I'm just taking these little pins out now that I used to prop those bits of hair up. She said, actually, you know, I think I want something a bit more stunning. She showed me a picture of somebody with a ponytail, but she had a lot of hair. It was long hair, but it wasn't particularly thick. So I've added extensions into this lady's hair, but the bride didn't want to use extensions. So the other style she showed me, which was a kind of a low ponytail, would have meant her hair would have looked a little bit thin at the bottom, but she didn't have any idea what she wanted. So I thought, just let me have a quick play. And basically all I did was I picked up the hair here in the middle, and it actually made it look like a completely different style. Let me just move that over so in the center, that's better. And basically, I just picked up this hair in the center. Try not to damage your curls, and let me just see, and I give a little twist, and then the hair kind of tumbles down. So basically, you're just picking up all this lovely long hair. Let me just get this right. It's a little bit thick here because she has got extensions in. So you don't need too much hair, but you're just going to pick up a bit of hair, put a little twist in it, and then use a hairpin and do your up and over into that twist, back out again. And then let me just pick her up because she's sliding down. And then we're going to pick up another bit of hair and we're just going to do another little twist. So it ends up looking like she's kind of got this tumbling, gorgeous style. In, out, up and over. Lift these up a little bit, play with it, pick a little bit more hair up, and just get this gorgeous tumbling effect in the hair. Another up and over. We're getting there. And you can do a little bit more, kind of here maybe. So it all has the effect of just cascading down. So it changes it from a simple kind of half up, half down style, which, don't get me wrong, it is lovely, but it changes it all of a sudden into this gorgeous, I mean, I think this is lovely, tumbling, cascading actually is a better word, cascading hairstyle. That's it. And you can play around with extra curls. Doing a little twist, popping in a pin, a bobby pin or a hairpin, and you've transformed that style from a simple kind of half up, half down to a lovely cascading hairstyle. More bobby pin, I think, here, just to lift it up a little bit more. Better. Easy peasy and quick as anything. And she changed her mind from the half up, half down to this lovely cascading, tumbling, curly kind of updo. And this would look lovely whether you did it with these lovely curls that we've got here, or if you used a beachy wave or a Hollywood wave, would look lovely. Now, I think tonight, let me just check our questions. Actually, we're going to put a veil in tonight because we've done a few different hair accessories for the last couple of weeks. So I thought this time we'll have a little play around with a veil. Let me just check our questions. Let's have a look. Hi, Pam. So thank you for getting in touch. So your client has very fine hair. That's a really good question. So when do you put the extensions in? So what I would do, and what I've done tonight is I've put the mousse in, blow dried the hair, then I section the hair. So I section the side sections away, the crown away, and the back away. Kind of usually what I do now is I section it away kind of a layer at a time in the kind of width of the sections you're going to be working with. Clip all that away. And then you'll be left with just one section. In fact, let me show you. Pop that down. One section down here at the bottom. So all this is clipped away. Let's get it here. Yeah, probably this amount, actually. I think that was my first section. So when you've clipped all the hair away, you haven't curled anything yet. You've just got the mousse in. Then you're going to put your first row of extensions into the hair. And then you're going to curl that hair. So you're kind of blending the extensions with her hair. And you create your curls. So you'd curl the first section. And you can just pin that up. Just pin each individual curl up. And then you you make your next section line, which was probably about here, I think. Let's see, maybe a little bit more on this side. So you create your next section line. But before you start curling, add in another row of extensions and curl. And you work your way up to the back, all the way up to just below the crown. And where you put your last row of extensions. You might want to put a clip in, one extension here at the side. But if she's having the hair brought back, you don't need to. If she wants the hair down here and maybe it's a little bit fine, you might just put one clip in at the side. But if you do put it at the side, you have to be very careful which sections you bring back because you don't want to expose those little clip-ins. We do have some tutorials on our e-learning website where we have our beginners course where we cover hair prep and health and safety, and our level 2 course where we cover about 200 styles. So just a few there for you to look at. But we do have a whole section on working with extensions. And we also show you how you can, say she's got very fine hair here and she wants it to be thicker in this twist that you're bringing back. We show you how you can build those extensions into these sections that actually sweep back. So we might do that on one of our future tutorials, but we do have those on our e-learning site. So yeah, that's what I would do. I'd then curl the crown, no extensions here in the crown area because we want to get some lift and some oomph. What I used here when I curled the hair was just a little bit of the Infineon hairspray at the root, styling care lotion on the ends, so I could push the hair forwards and over direct it a little bit with the tongs so that we get this lovely height that you can see here. So I hope that helps with regard to when you actually build in the extensions. Now, through this on the floor, we're going to put our veil in. Actually, one other thing that I wanted to chat to you about tonight, because when I do a trial run, I write everything down. So I have a little kind of trial run sheet, and whether it's hair, the way this one is here, and you can see, I'm not quite sure if you can see here, I've just scribbled lots of notes, mousse, blow dry. So you can see, I've got a little picture of the style. You can see it's kind of tumbling down at the back here. So this is this style. And I've written everything down, what I did with the front, the kind of curl that I created. Everything is written down on this piece of paper. Now, I think when I first started, I made a big mistake by not having a separate copy of that. So now I have a copy, have a paper copy, I have a copy on my phone, so that all the details are on there, the address that I'm going to, what I'm doing with with her trial. So if, for example, you might just rely on your phone, but it's not a good idea, because if anything happens to your phone the way it did for one of my colleagues last week, when her phone just died on her, she didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know where she was going because everything was on her phone. So I would definitely recommend, you won't have any sleepless nights. Doing weddings is not remotely stressful if you give yourself enough time and you always have a kind of contingency plan. Well, this is my contingency plan. If I lose this, I've got my phone. If I lose my phone, I've got this. So it's not worth the stress of not being able to access your details and everything that you've done for your trial, for your clients. So just make sure you write everything down and keep a duplicate copy. Let's put the veil in. So you've got the choice with this style. I wouldn't put it kind of under here. It wouldn't really go, because this is a kind of tumbling style. So I would suggest that my client has two places she could put the veil, either on top here, kind of in front of that height, or the back behind the height, just there. You can't kind of plonk it in the middle here somewhere, because especially if she's going to be using a long veil, and at the moment long veils, and this is a long veil, as you can see, long veils are particularly fashionable at the moment. So they're really popular right now. So you can't put it kind of, if you put it on top of the crown here, it's going to squash the hair. And because it's a long veil, it's highly likely she's going to want to take the veil off. So we've got our choices, and you can always, show her on the day. You don't have to put the comb in. You can just kind of hold it against the hair. Does she want it at the front, or does she want it a little bit higher up? Where do you think I should put it? Higher up for this lady. And if you put it higher up, it kind of drapes nicely over the shoulders, if she has some shoulders. Or if we go at the back, it kind of drapes behind and you see the hair a bit more. Well, you see the hair more from the front. At the back, the hair gets a little bit covered up because it's kind of solid. Whereas when you go here, it kind of is a bit more transparent there. So there's pros and cons for either side, whichever, whatever she wants to do. And really it's, you can't really tell until you get the veil on the wedding day. If they have a veil when you've got the trial, if maybe the wedding shop has lent them a veil, it's usually a veil that's been tried lots of times. So when they get their own brand new veil, it might be a little bit kind of puffier and a slightly different shape. So try again on the day. I think we'll go for here. I think let's just pop this veil in, find the center, slide that into the hair. Lovely. And then we can see this hairstyle through the veil, and it looks gorgeous. You can pop a couple of grips either side of the comb just to make sure it's nice and secure, and show the bridesmaids where you're putting the grips are going, so they know how to take this out. So I would say, let me see if I can nudge her a little bit to show you. So the comb, there's the comb. It's lovely and secure. This, I'm just going to slide the bobby pin in over the comb, one on either side. So the bridesmaids just take those grips out, pop the veil back in position, and she's ready to go and get married with her gorgeous tumbling curly style with the extensions in, the right kind of product, so the style's going to hold, the curl won't drop, and we have bridal perfection. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's tutorial. Thank you for joining me. If you have any styles you'd like to learn, just get in touch. If you want to know more about becoming a bridal hairstylist, have a look at my online bridal hair course. If you haven't subscribed, please do so now. I mean, why not? And don't forget to hit the notification bell. So thank you for joining me. Let's check our questions for the last time. Ah, good. I'm glad. I'm glad I was able to answer your extension question. And I hope all those hair prep tips have proved helpful. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.